Is New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe worth it? In fact, is it worth picking up potentially for a second time? Now, this is an interesting question in my opinion because it's the biggest game to launch in 2019 so far for Nintendo Switch. It does arrive here in a few days, but even if you're watching this video after it arrives, you are probably trying to figure out, why should I buy New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe? Now, the obvious answer to me is if you have not played this game on Wii U, you absolutely should pick this up, assuming you're someone that actually enjoys the side-scrolling 2D Mario games. So if you know you enjoyed prior games in this particular series as well, in the New Super Mario Bros. Series, and you haven't played this one, it's almost a no-brainer. After all, this does include not just like the Peachette stuff and all that stuff, but what it actually has going for it is that it includes the Luigi U Dlc. And for many people, the Luigi U Dlc from Wii U was better than the original game. And that's an interesting thought process to me because I thought New Super Mario Bros. U was actually the best of the New Super Mario Bros. Games from the Wii, the DS, etc. I thought it was the very best one. So having an improvement with the Luigi U Dlc was definitely not something I anticipated when I played it back on Wii U. So having that all packaged together for $60, if you have not played it, it's a no-brainer to me. I don't know, like, unless you just don't like side-scrolling 2D Mario games, yeah, pick it up. There's not another one on the platform at this point that's comparable. There's obviously indie titles and other side-scrollers like Tropical Freeze that was ported from Wii U, but just in general, this is a really, really great side-scrolling Mario game. Now, it gets a little bit more complicated when we're talking about if you have already bought the game, because then we actually have to examine what is being added. Now, if you never played the Luigi U Dlc, you could argue this is still worth picking up, but let's assume that you played this game and you got the Luigi U Dlc. What is this game offering to entice you to play it again? And that's where things get a little interesting. If you look at, I'm actually looking at MarioWiki.com. They have a whole bullet point list of differences here. And it has things, obviously, like Toadette has been added in as a new playable character, replacing the original Blue Toad. The Super Crown is added as a new power-up exclusive for Toadette. That's the one that turns you into Peachette. It's really only usable by Toadette. As Peachette, you can float and double jump, but with more versatile aerial movement, similar to the flying squirrel form, and avoid falling into pits. However, unlike the flying squirrel form, she cannot cling to walls. She has more control than the penguin suit, although she has some swimming speed as the penguin suit, and she will not descend significantly when turning. Other characters cannot pick it up, merely passing through it without getting rewarded. The big thing, obviously, with that item is that it basically makes the game easier. If you remember what Funky Kong did in Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, that's essentially what the Super Crown combined with Toadette does. It is just a way to make this game easier for those who are struggling. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I obviously didn't struggle while playing this game. I beat it with my fiance, but it still is nice to consider, people around my children's age of 3, 5, and 8 that might have a more difficult time. I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. Although, notable, my son's favorite game, my 5-year-old son's favorite game on Switch is actually Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and he doesn't like playing with Funky Kong. So, maybe he wouldn't even like, Peachette. Anyways, when playing as Toadette, all blocks containing 1-up mushrooms instead contain 3-up moons. Toadette has swimming properties like the penguin suit no matter what form she has. Toadette and Nabbit are less slippery than Mario, Luigi, and Toad, even while running. They will stop sooner and are less likely to fall into pits. They are also resistant to slipping on ice. Both the New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Luigi U levels start with 100 additional seconds on the timer when playing as either Toadette or Nabbit, and doubles when both of them are being played. Yellow Toad is referred to as simply Toad. The game has a higher resolution. It's being displayed at 1080p in docked mode and 720p in handheld and tabletop, as opposed to the dynamic 1080p and 720p resolutions of the TV connected to Wii U and the Wii U gamepad, respectively. It's possible to play as Luigi, Toad, Toadette, Nabbit in a single game in this game's version of the main modes of both New Super Mario Bros. U and New Super Luigi U. Mario remains non-playable in New Super Luigi U levels, and Miis have not been seen as playable in either of the single-player modes like they were in the original game. The original New Super Mario Bros. U main mode only allows single players to play as Mario, while the original New Super Luigi U main mode restricts players to Luigi, Nabbit, except in the Flying Squirrel Ovation level, and then Mii characters that are only available in the Flying Squirrel Ovation level. As a result, Nabbit can now be played within the New Super Mario Bros. U levels. Nabbit has a new voice clips that are similar to Toad. Nabbit can bounce off Yoshis since he cannot ride them, unlike the original game where he simply goes through them. Nabbit can now carry objects. There is a hint button on the menu. Character selection icons now use updated artwork. Toadette and Nabbit are also labeled as easy and very easy, respectively. The title screen uses the same ground as the New Super Luigi U title screen, with Nabbit included. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is incompatible with Miiverse. Not a surprise, Miiverse isn't around anymore. The service ended prior to New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe's release. It's not available for Switch. When entering a world, the name of the map has a different banner design with 2D artwork blocks and outlines. The loading screen's background uses different 2D icons. The button tabs on the map are now red instead of blue and now use button icons of the Switch controllers. Additionally, the player can now use the minus button to open the menu. Challenges make a return. However, boost mode challenges are removed due to boost mode being incompatible with the Nintendo Switch controls. That was a mode that you would do exclusively with the Wii U touchpad. The challenges menu has actually been redesigned. The game uses HD Rumble, unlike the original game, which uses Simple Rumble. In the pause menu during levels, buttons on the controller can be remapped, which is a really, really nice feature, by the way. I think all games should include button remapping. Kudos to Nintendo for even bothering to throw that in a port. And then Spin Jump now shares the same button as Jump while in the air. On the whole, the game is just easier. And that is something that we have to take into consideration when we're talking about whether or not this is worth picking up. If you played and beat this and the Luigi U Dlc on Wii U, I gotta say, my spider senses are telling me you probably should avoid this one. Unless you're just a massive fan of this game, you got to own every version of it, and you want to be able to take it with you and play it anywhere. Okay, I get that. Otherwise, I think you're better off just giving this a pass and waiting for the next major Nintendo game. Heck, maybe Travis Strikes Again comes out later this month. There's some cool indie games coming out later this month. You know, Yoshi's Crafted World is coming soon. So maybe you would best be better to save your money. But if you've never played the game before, even though they've added things that make the game easier, all of those things are optional, and they're labeled. That's, I think, the most important thing. Nabbit and Toadette are labeled as the two easiest characters to play with in the game. Hence, you could just not play with them, since they weren't even available in the original game to play with, at least not at this level, and you would get mostly the original game's experience. So I do think it's worth picking up if you've never played it before. Now, the price point is always a point of contention with any Wii U port, even with this including the Luigi U Dlc. A lot of people are going to be of mind of, this was a Wii U port, why is it $60? Well, the same argument can be said for every Wii U port that's happened. Why was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe $60? Why was, whatever game $60? Hyrule Warriors, why was that $60? Why was Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze just because they added Funky Kong and Funky Mode in? Like, why is that $60? Because people are going to buy it. That's the reality here. I think this game's actually going to sell extremely well. I think that's just because 2D Mario games are always popular. They always have been popular, and they probably always will be popular because they're simple, easy to pick up, beat a level here or there, save your game, be done. Great to play on the go. This is an amazing game to play on the go. Now, when I played it, obviously all I had was the gamepad, so I would take it with me to like the bathroom or to my bedroom if I would happen to reposition my Wii U to be within range of most of my apartment at the time. But because I had a 2-bedroom apartment at the time, so if I put my Wii U like in the kitchen, not connected to the TV, it's funny. I could use my gamepad anywhere in the house. Really interesting. But then again, then you're not using it with your TV, but whatever. It was a very fun experience to me that I enjoyed being able to do that. It was the perfect Mario game to just take on the go. And I honestly think it's a better portable Mario game than, say, something like Super Mario Odyssey. Although I do think Super Mario Odyssey is the better game. But again, that's going to come down to personal preference of 3D versus side-scrolling Mario. So for a side-scrolling Mario, this is one of the best. It is one of the best to ever exist. I don't know if I'm going to go as far as saying it's better than Super Mario World and Super Mario Bros. 3, the two that I put at the top for the side-scrolling Mario games. However, it's definitely there. And the bonus content, the DLC, everything being included, I'm going to say for $60 if you've never owned Wii U, I mean, you're going to get content. You're going to get value for your money. I mean, I dare say it's more worth your $60 than some of the newer games like Mario Tennis Aces and Super Mario Party. There's a heck of a lot more content in this game. I know it's a port. I hear you. I want port prices to be cheaper too, but nobody bought Wii U. Very few people bought this game. I mean, when I say few people, there were millions, but relatively to what it could sell. And I think give it a shot. You know what I really found was awesome with this game? Playing it with my fiance. Playing it with my fiance really opened my eyes to some of the brilliance of the level design, as this game is really built well for multiplayer. Heck, play it with your kids, play it with your friends. I bet you're going to have a blast. So again, I recommend buying it if you've never played it and you know you like 2D side-scrolling games, especially Mario ones. I recommend you skip it if you're someone who got it on Wii U, because all they really did is just make the game easier. And while that's cool and that's fun to have an easier experience, you're not going to gain anything new from this game. There's not any new content here. In fact, there's cut content if we're looking at the totality of that one mode being eliminated from the game that takes advantage of the dual screen capabilities of the Wii U. That being said, let me know what you think about the new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe down in the comments below. I did put up a poll on our community tab. I'll link to that below as well for people deciding, are you picking this game up? Are you not picking this up? Why is that? There's been a lot of interesting comments going on. I've been reading through them, and I was going to feature some in this video, and I've probably thrown a few up just in post, but I think it's an interesting conversation that we need to continue to have, because this is something that is going to keep happening until there's none of them left. We're going to keep getting Wii U ports, and there's a whole new audience on Switch that might be wondering, hey, was that game good? Is it worth my money? If you haven't played it before and you like side-scrolling Mario games, this is one of the best to ever exist. The choice is yours. Anyways, folks, I am Nathaniel Ovajans from Nintendo Prime. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more content. You can also go down to the description and enter our Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Nintendo Switch Bundle giveaway through the Gleam.io link. It is a 50,000 subscriber giveaway, so when we hit 50K, I'll announce the winner. It is worldwide, although obviously there's restrictions per country. Make sure that you fit within the restrictions, which include being able to accept electronic shipments from the United States and also being of age for giveaways, or that your country allows it. If it does not allow it and I end up drawing your name and you're from a country that does not allow giveaways, I have to draw a new name. I have to redraw. That's just how it works. I can't just send it to you even though your name came out. So be sure to double check what the laws are in your local country, because I won't be checking until the winner is picked. That being said, I'll catch you in the next one.